Good morning and welcome to Capital's Time Wellness Center for the final regular season game of the Nova Scotia U16 AAA Hockey League between the visiting Moncton Thunderbirds and your Eastern Dukes. Scratches for the Thunderbirds. Team scratch number 4, Evan Price. Number 5, Paris Peters. Number 11, Game Hockey. Number 12, William Chamberlain. Number 19, Rowan O'Shea. And number 20, Mason Zendel. And please add number 2, Clay Fagan. Number 4, Matthew Landry. Number 23, Ethan Dion. And number 29, Finn Morale. For your Eastern Dukes, please scratch number 21, Jackson Berger, and number 23, Dion Rousseau. Referees for today's game are Michael Connolly and Caleb Creed. And then are Cole Doyle and Rodney Barnes.
Good morning, welcome to Montague's Cavendish Farms Wellness Center in Montague, Prince Edward Islands for Nova Scotia Under-16 AAA hockey action here on High Button Sports. My name is Mark Rooney, pleasure to have you along for the final game of the regular season. Eastern Dukes will be having Senior Day and presenting some awards, so we'll try to give you a little bit of a description on those. We're all set to go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ice, your Eastern Dukes. The visiting Moncton Thunderbirds rolling into town after battle last night against the Kings. For your Eastern Dukes, On defense, starting number 11, Jackson Bowering. On defense, number 20, Aiden Green. At forward, number 12, Connor Arsenault. At forward, number 17, Blake Hartman. At forward, number 6, Colin McCormick. And in goal, number 31, Mason McCausland. The Eastern Dukes are proud to present our 7th player from the under-11 Three Rivers Titans. Please welcome Tyson Morrison. Speaking now is manager Jamie McDonald. Recognizing our second-year players. This is Kipton Elwards, number 5. And Campbell Dunn's had himself a strong first and final season in the league, putting up 35 points to be second on the team. Cohen Godkin, strong on the penalty kill as well. And Cash Fisher. Interesting to see where all of these great hockey players find their way next year, still with an eligibility year left and under 18. And a very hard-working goaltender, Mason McCausland. And Blake Hartman has been a 2-year player here. Again, strong penalty killer and hard worker. Aiden Green, 2-year man as well, defenseman. And Jackson Bowering being recognized for his contributions to the team, which have been many. Pretty steady defenseman. And Captain Colin McCormick now. McCormick, if you were watching yesterday, overtook the all-time points leader in the league. Congratulations to Colin. That's something to be an all-time points leader in this league. And Connor Arsenault, just one of the great young men. I'm going to step out here to present my own award. Excuse me for a moment. That's a little embarrassing perhaps when the broadcaster has to present his own award, but it's very, very humble to be recognized for our contributions to the Dukes over 3 years. They have certainly given us a lot. Now Colin McCormick receiving 2 recognitions here, beyond being the second player. Colin is, as I mentioned, Colin, all-time points leader in Dukes history. And as I just mentioned, the all-time points leader in league history. So that is very, very impressive. Congratulations to Colin. And of course, all of the second-year players. We'll have our anthem and we'll be ready to go. All set for the anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would now please stand, if able, remove your hats, and we'll have the playing of our national anthem. Okay, we are ready for some hockey. And I'll just add a little note, if anybody deserved an award, it's team manager Jamie McDonald for the countless hours and sweat and toil he's put into this program over its 3 years. This program would not be where it is without Jamie McDonald. So we certainly thank him for everything that he has done thus far and continues to do. Now, down to hockey, game 33 of the season. Each team plays each other team 3 times for a total of 33. This is game 33. Moncton Thunderbirds coming in with a 6-24 record, and we are underway. The Dukes, with their victory yesterday, 23-9. We'll exclude the overtime business for now. The Thunderbirds with, I guess, arguably you could say a tough season. McCormick in first now for the Dukes. That's in front, trying to find something early. Bowering, and a nice move by Coach William Proud. All of the second-year guys who have been with the team for the full year, they're all starting. So Green, Bowering, Hartman, Arsenault, and McCormick as Moncton comes back the other way, trying to get something happening. It's dangerous in front. Looking for Lance. Lance is taken out by McCormick. Centered in front. Bowering quick to clear that up. Turnover now the other side. A wrister just missed. That was off the stick of Lance. So the first good look goes to Moncton. Hartman trying to make it all the way through. He'll get to center and dump it in for the first change on both teams. Behind his own goal, starting out. Side pass, it'll have to be banked up to Cousins. And get it deep. McCausland will handle it for the Dukes. Kip to Aylward. Gonna chip that high, it'll make it to center, turned around by Thunderbirds. This is Aylward. We're just underway. Pleased to have you with us here on High Button Sports. Thanks so much for joining us all season. Oh, and that's fired into the Dukes bench. Inadvertently, I'm sure, although I must say not in this league, but I did see a situation this year I've never seen in my years of hockey where a puck was fired into the opponent's bench on purpose. And that resulted in a lengthy suspension, as you can imagine. That was obviously inadvertent. So, puck drop, however, outside the Moncton zone. Won by the Dukes off a skate of Cousins. And it'll meander its way in. Steves is back for Moncton. They'll try to bank it off. This is the near side camera view for you. Moncton in their road red, top to bottom, and the Dukes in their home whites with gold trim. And now the chance, a lovely save from Gallant, as that was McLennan Quincy who was on the doorstep with a turnover. And that's going to be the first shot on net for either team, handled nicely by starting goaltender Blake Gallant. And again, starting at the other end is Mason McCausland, fourth in the league in goals against, an impressive season. Both the Dukes goaltenders have been solid. And Moncton joined by, a local backup goalie today. That one slips through the crease. Gallant, no problem there. So they will welcome local Finn Mullally to the game on the bench. Happy to be here, I'm sure. Quite an opportunity. Moncton's going to wrap that around. Try to hit a centering through pass, unable to be connected. McDonald with a blind pass picked up by Cousins, now trying to get a shot away. Good back check by Cash Fisher. Moncton with some strong forechecking here early in the game. They've got to be a little tired. They had a game yesterday in the Halifax area, and now a travel fairly early this morning. Steered away by Glenn into the corner, that of Fisher, and there will be head contact call coming against Thunderbirds. I could see that one from my angle, no question. We'll just see whether it's 2 or 4. The referees may get a chance to, and boarding they're going to call it. And we'll go against Elliot Blaze. And this will be the first power play for either side. English in there with Dunn. McCormick captaining that, going to loft that high. English picks it up behind the goal. Blaze. Thank you. Moncton penalty to number 22, Elliot Blay. 2 minutes for boarding. That's Blay for boarding. Time of the penalty is 2 minutes and 47. So shot on again. Gallant, steady, ready for that one. Face off one by Moncton, tied up in behind there. Dunn had Landry. Back to English. McCormick goes cross ice, trying to get the through pass. Just didn't connect there. Dunn backhands, looking for a stick. He's worked on by Steves, and the puck will clear. Nice job by Moncton. Halfway through the penalty. Dukes hit 4th in the league in power play. Roughly 19% scoring rate, almost 1 in 5. Moncton with a good kill there thus far, 83%. They sit 6th in the league. A very respectable penalty kill from the Thunderbirds. Arsenault chips it deep. Langell gets a shot. Gallant, nice save and a reach for it as well. Suffocate that puck. So Gallant certainly a little busier than McCausland at this point. Puck drop will be to the left of the Moncton goaltender. Moncton, of course, will start their playoffs next week. Saturday, I'm told, against the St. John Vitoes. So in this weekend, Dukes have handled both New Brunswick teams. And back to Murnahan. A break now all the way. Fortin. He's pushed off the puck by the back-checking Hartman. Dangerous in front. Murnahan's got that scooped up. 5 minutes of play already. We welcome you, particularly those who may be visiting from Nouveau-Brunswick. Bienvenue. À vous. We welcome you in. Dunn will accept the pass from Aylward. He'll go across to Hartman. Steves backhands that into neutral ice, picked up by Henry. Henry returning from injury last night as the Dukes pulled out a 7-4 victory over St. John, which did a number of things for them. That pulled them into second place alone, and that's where they will land behind the Cabot Highlanders, who have first place secured. And not only that, it secured home ice advantage for the Dukes against the visiting, well, they will be visiting, I guess, the Island Western Rebels. Home ice advantage, and I can tell you from firsthand, dangerous in front of his own net. It comes back, however, to Mazerow. He'll take off over to Matthews. He'll go cross ice. That one's intercepted, turned over to Dunn. Chips it ahead, trying to find Godkin. Godkin back to Dunn. Centering, nobody home there for the Dukes. Picked up by Moncton. And we got two in there. Bit of a scrum behind the goal. Board battle release to the Moncton team. And it is Blais who opts to return to his own zone. He'll bank that off up to Matthews, where it's turned over for the moment, and McLennan pushes them back. Thunderbirds come away with 3. Mazerow to Nicholson. And that was Fisher who blew a tire for the Dukes. He's still fighting from his knees, however. And it comes to McLennan off of his stick, picked up by Fisher, who's got McCormick. Fisher drops to McCormick, going to take a shot. That's through some legs, but not through Gallant. And Gallant did well to see that all the way through. So we were talking about playoff schedules, and I don't know if the dates have been firmed up yet, but we'll post those when we... And there we go. Our crack producer gets that on the screen. March 21st, this will be Rebels versus Dukes. Again, that was secured by Dukes' win last night. They finish, well, it depends on, of course, how today goes, but they will finish ahead. They're 2 points ahead with this game still intact. Rebels have finished their season last week against the Dukes. In fact, an 8-3 drubbing of the Dukes, maybe 7-3. Regardless, it wasn't close as Gallant handles his 5th shot. 7-3, I'm being told. Good job to have help in this role. That's through McDonald. Now O'Connor will go one-on-one with Bowering. He's got Cousins if he can find him. O'Connor chips it in deep. Back for McDonald. McDonald just backhands that up the boards where it's picked up by Bowering. He loses it to O'Connor. Along the ice. And McCausland touches the puck for the 2nd time. First time in and around his goal. McCormick with a nifty move. He's forced wide, however, waiting for help. He'll chip it across. Good chance for Green. Off the glove of Gallant, who makes his 6th save early as we played 8 minutes and 10 seconds. Green slips it ahead to Hartman. Back come the Dukes. They'll chip it in and go get it. First in will be the defenseman Murnahan. He can fly, loves to hop up in the play. And for Moncton, back through neutral ice with speed, Mazerow goes cross ice looking for the deflection. That was a nice setup by the Moncton forward. Big hit there between Lance and Green. Back to Steves at the left point. He'll get it back in along the half wall. That's Mazerow with possession. On the line, but not out. And there is a shot on McCausland. He'll clean that up. He would take those all day if they were that easy. Of course, they won't be. And this is, I don't know if we can call it country night or not at 11:30 in the morning, but country themed game today, we'll say. So in the arena here, our DJ, Sean Rooney, there's a chance now. Theriault really scores! Theriault took the face off, found the slot, and put it over the glove of McCausland. Fine shot by Theriault, a quick release. The helper there off the face-off from Mazerow. And Moncton draws first blood in this one. And if they were at all tired from their travels yesterday, that will certainly shake off some of the rust and dust. Moncton goal scored by number 7, Kovai Theriault. Assist to number 9, Alexandre Mazerow. That's Theriault from Mazerow. Time of the goal is 9:05. And Gallant with another save, so even though the Thunderbirds have been outchanced. They take the number that really matters, and that is goals on the scoreboard. Face off now to the left of Gallant after that last save. Thunderbirds would love to come away with a strong victory today, take it into their playoffs against St. John. Nice keep in there by Henry Arsenault, and they say it is offside, in fact. Getting back to our league standings for a moment, Highlanders with a really strong push at the end have finished with 52 points, really to clear. And if the Dukes would get 2 points today, they will finish at 51 points, but as it stands now, it's a 3-point differential. The Rebels 47, Armada 46, pardon me. The Vitoes at 46, Kings at 46, Buccaneers at 43. So those are your top 7 teams, all extremely close. One-timer by Elward, and that's a blocker save from Gallant. Moncton takes that save, and Fortin takes it back. He's content to dump it in, trying to get O'Connor in there. And back will go Godkin, slips it through. Langell can't pick it up. That's going to land. Nice move by Gallant to pull that all the way up to center ice now. Moncton Carroll. Fortin takes a bump from Arsenault. Cowering behind his goal. We'll get it back to his D partner, Quinn McDonald. Now he starts out trying to find a long pass through the middle. That's interrupted and intercepted by Steeves. Nice play by the sturdy defenseman there, Declan Steeves. Dunn backhands over to McCormick. He slips it past Steeves, and there'll be a chase for it now. McCormick first to it. In there is Clay Fagan for the Thunderbirds, and they come back the other way. That's Nicholson trying to find his way past McDonald. Dunn, Campbell, all the way back checking to help out. In front, that was dangerous. Thunderbirds didn't have a man there. But even though they have been outshot at this moment, 8-2, Thunderbirds with a lot of offensive zone time and forechecking. There's Blais. He's forced back by Campbell. Dunn. McCormick now with the steal in Thunderbird's zone. Looks for McDonald cross ice. Picks that up neatly. Works his way into the face-off circle. Gallant, it's loose. Another save. Where is it? It scores. No goal, they're going to say. Maybe the net was off. Gallant had the initial save and then the rebound. The net stayed empty. However, we're going to assume that there was... assume that the post was off. Now the explanation from referee Brendan Riley to Coach William Proud of the Dukes in his first season, and along with Riley McDougall and Keegan Mitchell make up the coaching staff here for the Dukes. Young guys who've had a strong first season with their Dukes. Of course, now in front again. Gallant steers that away. Dukes pressing now with 8 minutes remaining in period number 1. We hope you're not an hour late to join us with that change in time last night. But it is approaching the noon hour. That's in front. Nobody to pick that up except for Terrio, and he'll push that the length of the ice, or almost, as Green chases after it. Trying to find his feet is Murnahan. He's going to set out, as he often does. He'll go back across to McLennan, a little behind him, and that's Fagan chips it ahead. Now the Dukes will try again. Slid ahead neatly to McLennan from Aylward. A shot, that's off a leg of Steve's. Good shot blocked by their defenseman. Coming back the other way, the Thunderbirds now battle for it. Mazarol was in. Murnahan fought him off. English content to backhand in. McLennan's got a man if he can find him. Excellent play. Now English alone. Gallant follows up that key defensive block. Didn't get the name on that one, but I'll judge by the residue of snow on the ice. That was Elliot Blais, and what a key block that was. Attempted to pass that across was McLennan, and he had somebody open. Well, the Thunderbirds are here to play hard. They have played hard in every minute thus far. It's a great battle, and they've come away with a 1-0 lead early. Short pass from English to Henry. Henry just turns and fires just to take some pressure off. That will result in an icing call against the Dukes. Now, we haven't really seen any of it yet, and we hope we don't see any, but there has been some bad blood between these two teams in previous meetings, both previous meetings. In fact, there have been suspensions still being sat out because of their last meeting 2 Saturdays ago in Moncton. Now the Cousins with a one-timer that hit McCausland off the shoulder, I believe, and went high and over into the netting. The Thunderbirds have had a couple of good unimpeded shots on McCausland, one beating him. So I'm sure both benches would be happy to come away from this without injury, without suspension, or without anything of that nature in game number 33. This is McLennan. He'll backhand it past Fagan. Blais back for it, chips it ahead. McDonald forces Moncton back. Blais is back for it. He'll start out looking to go wide, and it's very wide and very long, and that will result in icing. So the teams will exchange icings, and we'll go back the other way in front of Gallant in the Moncton goal. And a big shout out to number 12, assistant captain Connor Arsenault. He receives he's this year's recipient of the Rooney Award, which I am humbled to say is named after both my son Sean and I, who have been heavily involved in team operations for the past 3 years. Now there's a one-on-one battle. O'Connor's in there, bowering all the way back, looking for the trailer past Cousins. And it'll go back for Steves. He'll pick it up. He's got Price and Fortin with him. Connor Arsenault, very, very well deserving recipient of any award in my books. Steves will get it to the half wall. He'll go around. O'Connor will be first to it for the Thunderbirds. Time inside each team's offensive zone, I would have to think it's pretty even. Now Langell, an excellent job by Price to knock that away. Side of the goal, shot, Gallant out to greet it. Still loose, and Gallant's got it again. Wow, Gallant has been excellent around the crease tonight. Save the Learnham, the right out face off to his left. Back to Murnanahan. Murnanahan wait for it's in the left point. Fakes a shot on Martin Carroll. McCormick has it behind the goal. Upended. And I think we're going to see a penalty this time, maybe against the Dukes. This is a trip. And a little ambitious with the stick was McCormick. So the Dukes will go on the penalty kill, and Moncton trying to double their lead. And they've got this opportunity in front of them. Moncton scoring 15% on their power play. Dukes penalty to number 6, Colin McCormick. 2 minutes for tripping. That's McCormick for tripping. Time of the penalty, 14:54. And I believe just like that, the power play for the Thunderbirds is quickly evaporated as Mazarol. What was the call? What was the call? 4:57, the penalty to Mazarol for a hold. Now we'll go 4-on-4. Thunderbirds penalty to number 9, Alexandre Mazarol. 2 minutes for holding. That's Mazarol for holding. Time of the penalty is 15:03. We'll go 4-on-4. Murnahan, Godkin, Green, and McLennan for the Thunderbirds. A chance in front. Gallant, as we mentioned, very good, very low. He has 15 shots on him already in period number 1. It's going to make for potentially a long day, but he's been steady thus far. The Thunderbirds seem content to sit and wait for something to happen. Still a minute remaining in the penalty to McCormick, and there'll be 10 seconds roughly of power play time for the Dukes. And Green trying to advance that. He'll get it in deep. Down the other end, Sam Dunn will take it behind his own goal. He'll skate it out. Forte, Matthews, Price, and Steves now as Dunn works around Steves. Trying to find the charging Quinn McDonald. The pass was behind him. Matthews has got McDonald in sight. Matthews doing some excellent work just to clear that puck. And the penalized player, McCormick, back on the ice. So it'll be 5 seconds of power play time. They will ice the puck. And both teams are back to full strength, 5-on-5. 2:50 to go here in period number 1. Onside now as O'Connor had to wait for the moment. That'll be banked high. This one may go for icing. I believe it will. So with 2:39 on the clock, the Dukes will have icing called against them. Hard to believe we're early in March here. March the 8th already. It seems like training camp and roster decisions were just being made. And there in the last game of the regular season, looking at playoffs. Of course, the Maritime Championships will be held in early April in Western Prince Edward Island, the lovely community of Tyne Valley. Western Rebels will be the host team, and the Eastern Dukes will be representing Prince Edward Island by nature of that. They will play a 7-game series. I'm a little ahead of myself. I should say best of 7, but I'll tell you, those two teams have played ferocious 7-game series the last 2 years. So now the Thunderbirds back 2-on-1, and nice steal. Back checking is done. I don't know if there's a more ferocious rivalry in Prince Edward Island sports than between the Dukes and the Rebels. So that one will be one that a lot of people will be watching. But the Cabot Highlanders, of course, will be there, finishing first place. And then we'll see a New Brunswick representative between these Moncton Thunderbirds and St. John Vito's. And then there'll be a Nova Scotia representative as well. I think I have that right. Feel free to call our 1-800 hotline if not. Nice breakout by the Dukes. Langell slides it ahead to Godkin. Blais has him tied up. And it'll be Fagan pushing that off to the side for Blais, who's had an impressive first period. We're inside, a minute and a half to go. Still 1-0 Thunderbirds by the goal, on behalf of the goal, rather, of Coviterio. Last minute of play in the first period. And this will be now a penalty going towards the Thunderbirds, their third of the period, as the charging Dukes forward was pulled down. This is Mazarol for a hook this time. And a strong 19% power play for the Dukes will go back into commission. And a strong penalty kill as well from the Thunderbirds, 83%. Moncton penalty to number 9, Alexandre Mazarol. 2 minutes for hooking. That's Mazzaro for hooking. Time of the penalty, 19:05. 38 seconds on the clock. Dukes are hoping to keep it down here. That's going to be a battle for it. Fortin doing some good work for Moncton, and it will slip across the blue line. They'll take valuable time off the game clock. Not so much the penalty at this time. 20 seconds remaining in the first period. Langell takes it on the side. Decides to go down into the corner. Looking for a centering pass. It's there on the stick of Murhan. Couldn't one-time it. 10 seconds remaining now. We'll go across ice. This is Fisher right on. Scores! Cass Fisher from a top angle. And it's in with a mere 5 seconds to go. Fisher with the helper. Fisher with the goal. We'll get the helpers here in a moment. And is that a momentum builder for the Dukes? That one just flipped high to kill time. And we'll skate away to the first intermission. Shots on goal in period number 1 for Thunderbirds 4 and for the Eastern Dukes 16. Blake Gowan, so far my MVP of the game. We'll be back after a few moments. We hope you will be too. My name is Mark Rooney on High Button Sports. Final game of the regular season. Come on back and join us.
Thunderbirds 4 and for the Eastern Dukes 16.
There's a tornado in my city. This ain't Texas, ain't no hold'em.
Thank God every day for how he made her. My life was black and white, but she's the painter. Pictures and passing time, you only smile like that when you're drinking. I wish I didn't, but I do. Remember every moment on the nights. No way was I last night. Oh, its heart's on fire and crazy dream. Oh, its heart's on fire and crazy dream.
Underpaid and overwhelmed. I might cook clean, but still won't fall. Still working all my life. Oh, 16 garages driving away while I
got me wide, wide open. Got a 45 on him and he pushing better. 'Cause he ain't got nothing to lose. I got a thing for the wild.
Me, myself, I got nothing to prove. You got a fast car. Is it fast enough so we can fly away? Don't know where you at. Are you thinking about when you're tasting what he's drinking? Are you thinking about me?
Thank you for rejoining us here in Montague, Prince Edward Islands on High Button Sports. Good battle going on between the visiting Moncton Thunderbirds and the Eastern Dukes. It's 1-1 after one. Although the shots were not close, the score is tied thanks to a very, very late marker by Cash Fisher. And earlier in the period, it was Coviterio who put the Moncton Thunderbirds ahead by 1. So we are ready to go for period number 2. Thanks again for joining us as the clock has just struck 12. Yesterday it was only 11. Go figure. Puck drop underway. Here we go. Period number 2. Eastern Dukes goal scored by number 16, Cash Fisher. Assists go to number 4, Ty Murnahan. And number 9, Nash Langell. That's Fisher from Murnahan and Langell. Time of the goal, 19:55 of the first period. So certainly the Dukes outshot. Blake Gallant for the Thunderbirds has played marvelously. Back in Moncton territory, that's Blake Hartman playing his last regular season game in the league, as there are a number of the Eastern Dukes. Nice ceremony to recognize a lot of them. Some of them have been here for 2 years as well. Now Moncton back the other way. Can confirm during the break, and we'll get back to that. Here's Mazerol off his stick now. Terrio, and boy, that had a good look. McCausland got a thread of the glove on that one. I could see right behind Terrio's eyes, see where he was looking from my vantage point, and just had a blast at that top left corner. Nearly popped his second of the game. Campbell Dunn gets it back to Murnahan. He's going to have company. Cousins racing. Murnahan allowed to walk all the way in. Might have hit a stick and deflected wide. Green able to keep that from advancing deep into Duke's territory. Go back the other way. I believe that is Dion pushing it deep. One of the many. Oh, Cousins nearly had a side tap in for that one. One of the many APs joining Moncton for this game. They're short-staffed. Murnahan sidestep trouble, but it's Cousins making, and O'Connor with, here comes Learmouth charging as well. In front, Learmouth! The puck is somehow out! An excellent charge by Maxim Learmouth. And that one we could see just stayed out of the goal line. Again, a good vantage point from where I'm standing, and McCausland hung with it and hung with the rebound as well. Excellent charge there by forechecking Thunderbirds. Certainly not looking like a team that's struggled in many situations this year, although honestly I didn't get a chance to see them in person. However, going by the record alone, but they're playing a strong game today. Back to Landry. His shot sails wide from the point. Aylward able to backhand that ahead. Sam Dunn and Langell couldn't catch up with it. Nice move there by Martin Carroll. Trying to find the stick of Nicholson. Chip forward. Dukes come back the other way. Sam Dunn past Steves. It'll be Landry back. He's got Dunn on his tail. Turned over to Godkin. Godkin in front. Trying to find Langell. Just kind of go back to Dunn in the corner. Now 4-10 banks it off the board and attempt to get it out Forechecking Duke's able to keep that in. Now it's Nicholson all alone. Here comes Nicholson one-on-one. Big save from Mason McCausland. That would have been huge. McCausland going to let that sit to the side of the goal. No trouble, although out of nowhere comes Nicholson again. Deland at the other end, who was outshot so badly in the first period, hasn't seen the puck yet. Now it's behind his goal, picked up by Blais. He's battling with Godkin. Godkin falls to the ice. No infraction, however, and O'Connor comes away with it. He's got numbers, Learmouth. And this one will be a penalty coming against the Eastern Dukes. I believe Arsenault for head contact. And so the Thunderbirds, who have come out with a strong intensity here in period number 2, they will now take that and see if they can turn that into another marker on the board. It's Connor Arsenault for head contact. Duke's penalty to number 12, Connor Arsenault. 2 minutes for head contact. That's Arsenault for head contact. Time of the penalty, 14:27. As McCausland is scrambling to find the puck, 2 more whacks at it. The Thunderbirds head in close, but again, the referee determined to say that was not crossing the goal line. So it's Mason McCausland's turn to get his gear a little sweaty in period number 2. Murnahan will send it the length of the ice. Thunderbirds capitalize on this power play. It's Theriault, the goal scorer, able to be kept in by Mazereau. He'll make a sidestep. Chipped, and just over the net. Well, that was Martin Carroll in front of the goal. Just chipped it high. A nice setup from Mazereau. Excellent attempt by Moncton. McLennan unable to clear. Mazereau had it slip off his stick as he was trying to make the side pass. That one, McCausland may have gotten a piece of it. Mazereau pulls cross ice and kept in nicely. 4-10. That hit a leg, hit a body, and it's under McCausland somehow. When he was diving to cover it, I could swear that that was going to slide through him, but the Duke's goaltender keeps it out. The tables have certainly turned in terms of ozone pressure. Of course, the Dukes working on penalty kill. They're down the body right now, but still. That's going to be seized with the high stick, and Blais will touch that to get the whistle. Not really much they could do there. Going to give a turnover, wait for the Dukes to pick it up. That would result in an offensive rush, so I think made the right decision. Linesman Cole Doyle ready to drop the puck outside of Thunderbird territory. Godkin battling Learmouth. 25 seconds remaining on the minor infraction to Arsenault. 13:55 on the clock. Game number 33, final one of the regular season. And McCausland turns it over onto the stick of O'Connor. He's banged into by McDonald. And it'll come to the point where Steves keeps it in. However, the turnover That was into the Moncton bench off the stick of Quinn McDonald. 1 second left on the penalty. So in essence, the penalty kill has been successful for the Dukes. And they kill over the course of the season 4 of 5, 80%. And Arsenal back on the ice, so at least our Dukes representative Green takes it all the way up to Langell. He has Fisher, Langell. Trying a tight angle shot. It sails wide. English gets it back into Langell. He'll take a heavy bump in the corner. That one's high. This will be a good battle for Cousins in a road race with McDonald. Cousins picks that out of the air. Excellent job from Ryland Cousins to chase that one down. Nicholson settles in to take the face off for Moncton. Fisher's going to be first to it on the far boards. Matthew scoops it up the other way, picked up by Quinn McDonald. He'll hit the red line in the blue line. McDonald trying to go all the way through, gets a shot, scores! Quinn McDonald! That's an impressive rush from number 3, Quinn McDonald. And the Dukes pull ahead. Red line, blue line, goal line. With helpers from Fisher and English. McDonald not often involved on the scoring side of things. Just his 3rd of the season, but that was an impressive rush. Duke's goal, his 3rd of the season, scored by number 3, Quinn McDonald. Assist to number 16, Cash Fisher. And to number 8, Mason English. That's Quinn McDonald from Fisher and English. Time of the goal is 7:09. So, similarly to the first period, it feels like we've just flipped the tables. Whereas Moncton was outshot so badly. There's another chance! And Gallant got a lot of that one. Thunderbird took an early lead even though they were outshot so badly, and the Dukes now having been outshot in this period 9-2 have taken an edge 2-1. English trying to swing that across, came off of his stick, and Blais will be first to it. Looks like a strong, sturdy defenseman back there. Blais against Fisher. McLennan, who had that chance taken away from Gallant, by Gallant rather. So nice setup. One time, Elward couldn't get a lot on it. Duke seemed to be pressing now, buoyed by that goal by McDonald. What a rush that was. I got to use that line more often. Red line, blue line, goal line. I like that. Doesn't happen too often. Now Moncton hemmed in. Now we'll finally get it out, and Elward's going to turn them around back in. Moncton, of course, in the second period, we've got that long change to make, and sometimes you get hemmed in tight. It's hard to get fresh legs out there. Play stiff-lifted by McCormick. Swing around to Dunn, just missed him. In front now. Oh, and a save by Blake Gallant off McLennan. That's twice he's been stoned in the last minute. Play has Nicholson charging. McCausland's going to swing it back up in the opposite direction. Finally, Moncton has a chance to get some new legs out there. And it's going to be William Henry. Can he go all the way through? Centering pass. Found the stick of McCormick, and the one time was just wide. In front again. Comes back to McLennan. He's going to anchor the D for now. Long shot through. Might have hit Dunn on the way through. Didn't see the goaltender, Gallant. McCormick one hand shovels it back. Henry, McCormick taken down by Lance. Dunn trying to find McLennan yet again, and maybe the third time would be lucky. Terrio off the skate of Bowering because he had teammate Mazarol charging hard. Would have had a 2-on-1 there. Bowering ahead, off the stick of Dunn, no icing. Inside the second half of period number 2, 9:40 to go. 2-1 Eastern Dukes on a very impressive rush by Quinn McDonald. And that will be Dion. Send that all the way through. McCausland stops it for McDonald. And Quinn McDonald forward. Oh my goodness. And Langell ran into Mazarol, and I can tell you with certainty who got the brunt of that. Trying to find Mazarol was Terrio. McCormick sets out, he's turned away. Bowering just missed. Another heavy hit from Mazarol, but it was a miss. Now McCormick. Dukes have good numbers. Langell with a shot off the glove of Gallant. And the Dukes are offensively starting to come to life a little bit. 2 Moncton players very high if they can find them. Be delayed offside. The Dukes will clear and change up. Into center ice. Murnan has to be careful. Quick stick release there. No icing. That will land on Gallant, however. Murnahan has it in his glove. O'Connor's on top of him. Quick stop and redirect from Murnahan. Very slick, skating and strong with the puck. Murnahan chips it. He's going to go get it. Loves that play. First to it. Beats Fagan to the puck. He's going to stay in deep. Now Godkin trying to get a shot. Godkin still with the puck lugging in. He's got Cousins all over him. Still with the puck. Godkin trying to find Green, the one-timer. Chipped in the air by Gallant. Picked up by Langell. Shot key. Saved by Gallant on the pad again. The Dukes are firing now. Back comes O'Connor. And if Gallant had an easy first half of the period, it's starting to heat up a little bit now. .7:30 here to go in period number 2. It's now 2-1 Eastern Dukes. Onside. This is shot, not like save. The rebound is going to be a penalty against Edward. As behind the goal, the Moncton player who shot that is down. And we may now have some post-whistle conversations. This one is definitely going against the Dukes. We'll get the call. A boarding call against Kipton Edward. It was a heavy hit. And both representatives from both teams are out to check. I don't have a number at the moment here. We'll get that to you. That may be Cousins who's down. I did hear the number 21. He's back to his feet, and again, that is indeed Cousins holding his side. And we hope the very best for him, of course. So the Thunderbirds will go back to their power play. Duke's trainer Jody Green now on the Moncton bench, looking after Cousins, getting a lot of head nods, which is a good sign. Asking a number of questions, of course, about his current condition. And that's Now in conversation with the Moncton brass, sort of explaining the situation. Duke's penalty to number 5, Kipton Aylward. 2 minutes for boarding. That's Aylward for boarding. Time of the penalty is 12:48. And while we were having a quick chat there and announcing that one, McCausland with a big save. Masro gets that through. Another leg save. McCausland stretched wide for that one. Kept in for the moment. Theriault races for that. Playing pitch and catch with Fortin. Now Fortin has it. You find Masro at the back. Goes across ice to Theriault. Now turned over. If they can find Godkin had a step. And Godkin and Masro. Godkin probably content just to handle the puck and get some time off the clock. We're inside the last minute of the penalty. In fact, halfway through. 6:05 on the clock in period number 2. Smart play by Godkin. Now turned over now, kept in by the Thunderbirds. Here they go. Heavy hit from Henry. Can't get the puck, take the player. And that's exactly what Henry did. 35 seconds remaining in the penalty to Aylward. Moncton, a tip opportunity. As Theriault was on the move for that one. Not able to be kept in by Blais. Arsenault goes high for that. Now Arsenault trying to break down the right side. He's got a stop shot. Off the net, 15 seconds left in the penalty. Murnahan with some pressure from Steves. Murnahan will get it the length of the ice. Just 5 seconds remaining in the penalty to Aylward. Nicholson with a chance now. Can he regain his footing? He's got Hartman on him in front of the Moncton bench. Murnahan, who's seen a lot of ice time in this period. Duke's under a lot of pressure. They survived that penalty with 5 minutes remaining. And now the Dukes will go on the power play. Get the, looks like it will be Nicholson for the hold on Moncton. Puck drop to the right of Gallant. In front! English with a real good look. Just slipped it wide. Thunderbirds penalty to number 27, Travis Nicholson. 2 minutes for holding. Nicholson for holding. Time of the penalty, 15-12. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would take out your 50-50 tickets, we'll have the winning number. Today's winner will take home $150. You can see Cindy Bowering at the entrance in the lobby. The last 4 digits of the winning ticket are 0493. The last 4 digits again in the 50-50 are 0493. Eastern Dukes, thank you for your support. Gallant with a huge slip, sliding away, save right through the net. Wow, both goalies at either end have been very impressive today. Now Gallant able to corral it. He'll get the whistle. When McDonald gets that in, Gallant has it. There's a rebound. All of a sudden, super quiet here in the arena. It is Sunday, time for relaxing, but come on, this is almost playoff hockey. Here we go now. Campbell Dunn, he'll go down the left side. Trying to slip one under the pads, and that went right through the crease. Now here's a break. Fortin all the way in alone. Fortin! Lost the puck. There will be a call now against the Dukes. That will nullify the power play. Will be a penalty shot. Be a penalty shot awarded to the Dukes, to the Thunderbirds. Alexis Fortin. We saw a penalty shot yesterday between the Dukes and the Thunderbirds against, the Dukes and the Vitoes. And McCormick scored on that one. And I think maybe McCormick was the perpetrator of this one. Not quite sure, but here's Fortin against McCausland. We'll let the action speak for itself. Fortin went forehand and backhand. And missed a little too high and wide. So the Dukes survive that one, and it remains 2-2. Wow. You see penalty shots for years, and you see 2 on the weekend. These Eastern Dukes will give you everything. Murnahan come back the other way, spins around, neat move. And he goes behind the goal. 4 seconds remaining on the power play. Nicholson set to rejoin. And the Thunderbirds have killed it off. There's a shot from Murnahan, missed wide. Murnahan had to slip off his stick. Now here's a race for it. And look who it is. Fortin all alone again. Fortin, chance to redeem himself, and he does. That time was backhand, forehand, and it worked. And Alexis Fortin pulls the Thunderbirds even at 2. Fortin levels the score at 2. Thunderbirds goal scored by number 24, Alexis Fortin. Assist to number 23, Ethan Dion. That's Fortin from Dion. Time of the goal, 17:33. Sit at squared at 2. That will be icing, even though it was Terrio trying to chase that down. So Fortin's had himself a couple. He had an interesting last minute and a half. First with the break. The slash caused the penalty shot. He missed the penalty shot. He had the breakaway again, and this time backhand, forehand, and he made a count. We're inside the last 2 minutes of play in what's been a very exciting final regular season game. Both teams, of course, would love to finish on a winning note. Lance takes a bump from Hartman. And the puck settles on the stick of Aylward. And a turnover in front. McCausland has to be steady. Might have had a second glove save there. Wow, the turnover there gave Moncton a couple of looks. And wouldn't they love to nab one more before the period finishes? 9-7 are the shots in favor of the Dukes. Each team has scored once in each period thus far. Now Dunn has to be careful. Another turnover in Duke's territory. Last minute of play in the second period. And Terrio with a one-timer scores again. And the late period goals continue, this time for Moncton. Assist goes to Mazerol, and Moncton has come in here and staking their claim. That was an excellent shot from Terrio. Not much McCausland could do to help that one. The turnovers will cost you. Moncton goal scored by number 7, Cove Terrio. Assist to number 9, Alexandre Mazerol. That's Terrio from Mazerol. Time of the goal, 19:04. Will the Dukes be able to pop one before the period goes? And they level it at 3 now. Forechecking in there, McCormick Dunn. Campbell Dunn as well. The line change combination maybe for Coach William Proud. Murnahan and Moncton has forechecked the heck out of the Dukes here. They come away with the puck. McCormick now swings that around all the way. Murnahan will be first to it. Try to set something up. We've got 10 seconds remaining. Chance for Green, shot on net. Save, rebound! And time has expired. With a couple of key saves late in the period. But it is Moncton will skate into the second intermission, with a 3-2 lead with goals courtesy of Alexis Fortin and Cove Terrio, his second of the game. 2 goals in the last 2.5 minutes. Shots on goal for the second period are 10-8 in favor of the Dukes. That's it for period number 2. Come on back for period number 3. You won't want to miss this. Last period of the regular season coming up. We'll be back as well.
Shots on goal in the second period. Moncton Thunderbirds 18. 2-period total of 22. For Eastern Boots 10. A 2-period total of 26.
Which bird is a universal symbol of peace? The answer is a dove. Who invented the airplane? Correct. It was the Wright brothers. What is the national animal of Canada? That's right, the beaver. Which planet is known as the Morning Star? Correct, yeah, it's Venus. Who invented the telephone? It was Alexander Graham Bell. Which body part has the most bones? It's the hand. Which organ is responsible for detoxifying chemicals in the body? Yeah, the liver does the job. Which is the only mammal that can fly? The answer is a bat. What is the hottest planet in our solar system? Yeah, that would be Venus again. Which vegetable is known for making people cry when cut? You guessed it, the onion. Which is the smallest continent by area? That would be Australia. What is the square root of 49? The answer is 7. Which famous structures can be found in Egypt? The pyramids, of course. Which bird is the largest? Yeah, it's the ostrich. Which is the smallest ocean in the world? That would be the Arctic Ocean.
Welcome back to High Button Sports. Final period of the final game of the regular season. Season number 3 for the Eastern Dukes. And the Moncton Thunderbirds are trying to spoil the party here on graduating day for a number of players. On the strength of 2 late period goals from Alexi Forte. And in the last minute of play with the second of the game, Terrio have given the Thunderbirds a 1-goal advantage as we start period number 3. And I misspoke about the shots. Forgive me. Moncton had 18 shots in period number 2 for a 2-period total of 22. So it sits at 26-22 shots in favor of the Dukes, but on the clock it's 3-2. For the Thunderbirds at this time. Blake Deland has been outstanding for the Thunderbirds. And the Thunderbirds had a real strong offensive zone push in period number 2. Really taking it to the Dukes, especially early on. It'll be Lance Nicholson, Landry, Terrio, and Steeds for the Thunderbirds. Bumped right in front of the bench. Henry, English in front. Now there's a chance. Huge save. Wow, right out of the gate. Mason McCausland and the Thunderbirds are really trying to do a number here. Chipped ahead Gallant. This one will be no icing. McCausland out to get it, loves to play the puck. Now he's taken, now the net is empty. Dukes have to be careful to maintain possession until he gets back out. But wow, 15 seconds in, and the Thunderbirds were knocking on the door yet again. A stick battle for it. Henry comes away with Langell. Steve's trying to catch up to him, and it's turned back. Terrio will go the other way. Fisher will let it slide right in. So face off now. Just a minute and 1 second gone. Dukes exchange sides. Clearmouth with Godkin. Fisher will chip it off. What a great game this has been. Continues to be. Leon swings it across. He'll try to take the return pass. It's a little hot though from Blay. Dion behind his own goal. Backhands it up. That's to O'Connor. Gets to the red line and no further. Green dumps it in. Fisher first for it. Kept in by Murnahan. Godkin tried to backhand it into Fisher. Stick check battle for it. That's going to find the side of the goal where Blay starts out for Moncton. No icing. Green was in the territory and could have touched that, so he'll turn back. He runs into a bit of a Thunderbirds wall, however. And that's Matthews doing a good job forechecking for Moncton. Now Godkin will break out, and that's up into the netting. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would have another look for your 50-50 tickets, the winning number, we'll recall that for you, is 0493, the last 4 digits, 0493. And you can see Cindy Bowering at the entrance to the rink behind the Moncton goal for your earnings. 0493. 2 minutes gone, another shot right on. McCausland handles that easily, steers it to the leg into the corner, comes back to Fagan now. He'll chip it in wide of the goal, hoping for Moncton recovery. That's exactly what happened. They try for the in-front pass. McDonald picks that up. Line's done. Hartman strong on his case. just knocked off the puck by Fagan at the last second. Campbell Dunn comes away from it. From the dot, it's the blocker. Good save again from Gallant. Steves is bothered by McCormick. Dunn coming in to help. Steves. Puck turned over to Dunn. And now Moncton should escape their own zone. Heavy hit at the line by Bowering. Loves to play the body. Bowering goes rink wide. McCormick up to McDonald. McDonald with a lovely rush in period number 2. The Dukes a 2-1 lead. Price will go wide. That's a shot that didn't miss by much. Play able to keep it in. Sends it right back in. And the whistle with 3:34 gone in the period. The puck out of play into the Dukes bench. Can confirm that the Dukes Rebels series will begin on Saturday, March 21st. Will be the tail end of the Prince Edward Island March break, final weekend thereof. Sam Dunn trying to break through. Blay handles him. Angel swings it back to Sam Dunn. It's worked on by Blay, turned over. Elward's in deep, a backhand, that went high. Elward pushing back, and away goes Mazarol. Mazarol onside with teammates, kept in by Blay. Didn't get a lot on the shot, intercepted by Dunn. And Henry careful in that zone. As Elward now picks it up, took a little bit of time to bank it off the glass, no icing. Blay didn't make an attempt to grab the puck, so play continues. That one seemed to be into the Thunderbirds bench, but it's not. Murnahan's got Mazarol all over him. Into the skates of Dunn. English picks it up. Into the Dunn. Thunderbirds calling for offside, no call. And it will be Steves. Not able to clear that. Now he'll bank it out. Held by Green. Thunderbirds will be forced back. It's Dion. Gives way to Mazarol. Langell chasing him. Steve sends it back in the opposite direction. It will clear. Murnahan back for the Dukes. Backhands that across the Green. Back to Murnahan. He'll slip through the blue line, the red line, forward into Arsenal. Arsenal waiting for help. Now Murnahan gets to the dot. He's all the way in goal line. Scores! No goal. The net was off. That's what they're going to say, and I think that's the right call. To the disappointment of everybody in a cowboy hat and a white jersey. So the Thunderbirds escape a little bit there. A little fortunate that the pegs came off. That was a nice setup. And the Dukes had mostly open net to look at. From my vantage point, I do think the net slipped off its pegs. It remains 3-2. We played 5.5, but Gallant again with a nice post engagement there. Hold that post and keep the save. Tied at 3 in the third period are the shots, but not the goals. Cross ice pass. McDonald has room to get it to Bowering on the backhand. He'll bump that forward to Arsenault with Godkin now. He's having a strong game. Godkin goes to McLennan. Stick save by Gallant. And Godkin rubs out his man now. Trying to find the handle. Quinn McDonald moving in down all the left boards. Moncton content just to chip that out. Or McLennan stops it before it hits the center ice line. Dukes clear from offsides. Arsenault pushing forward on the forecheck. Dukes thought they had this game tied. And a good scrum behind the goaltender. Blake Galena comes free. Dunn trying to get a shot on net. Clearmouth got a stick on it to prevent that, and that one's up into the protective netting. Can we remember a time when rinks didn't have protecting netting? Anybody out there old enough to remember that? You had to bring both eyes and maybe a baseball glove with you to the game just to make sure you were good and safe, but times have changed for the better on that front. McCormick settles in for the Dukes. Face-off win. Herman, the quick release. That was high. McCormick trying to chase down Fagan. It's centered in front. Campbell Dunn just missed it. Sees the turnover. Elward shot high. Rebound is there for Elward. Or excuse me, off the stick of Elward. And that was a nice attempt by Blake Herman, who was Johnny on the spot and lifted it a little high. Martin Carroll taken down. Oh, that's dangerous. McCausland out to play the puck. We're going to get a goaltender interference call against the Moncton Thunderbirds. As McCausland was bumped into. We're going to wait for Moncton to regain possession. And they do. And at 12:28, that's going to be what it is, an interference call. We'll get the number here. I think it may be 14. No. Martin Carroll, I believe, and I think that's correct. Well, the Dukes needing a goal to tie. Thunderbirds penalty to number 25, Tanner Martin Carroll. 2 minutes for interference with the goaltender. Time of the penalty, 7:32. Now the other way. Good forechecking by the Thunderbirds. That may be Mazarol in there. No, O'Connor, had a chance side of the goal. Now the Dukes will break it out. Sam Dunn goes wide. Needs it for McCormick. Go back to Quinn McDonald. Down low, trying to one-time it. Gallant with a huge save off of Dunn. McCormick rips that wide. And the Thunderbirds do a good job of cleaning that up halfway through the penalty to Martin Carroll. Now Arsenault down the right side. Lay has him in sight. Gotta find Hartman, who had a look earlier in the slot. Can't get that shot away. Comes back to the point. Fisher. Arsenault's got a shot now. Opted to pass into the skate of Blake. In front, McLennan trying to get a shot. Here's Fisher now, trying to get through the skates. McLennan picks up the shot. In front, and Herman couldn't find the puck. He was side of the goal. Gallant will keep that close to the chest. And the Dukes power play comes close. With just 4 ticks on the penalty, and the Thunderbirds have successfully killed off another one. Approaching the halfway mark of period number 3 now. Here's Langell. Langell with a shot, scores! A low glove side shot by Nash Langell, and that has evened the score at 3. Langell levels the score. Should be a dandy final 10 minutes to go. Don't go anywhere. The laundry can wait. Good look at the other end. McCausland covers that one. Maybe Ontario who released that shot. It's a 2-on-1 opportunity for the Thunderbirds, looking to come right back and reclaim their lead. And they do, as Mazurov off the rebound. And just like that, we're back to a 4-3-1 goal advantage. Helpers from Lance and Ontario. Ontario's been all over the score sheet. 3-point night for him. Duke's goal, his 13th of the season, scored by number 9, Nash Langell. Assist to number 16, Cash Fisher. That's Langell from Fisher. Time of the goal is 9:49. Thunderbirds goal scored by number 9, Alexandre Mazurov. Assist to number 8, Kyron Lance. And number 7, Kobe Terrio. That's Mazurov from Lance, Ontario. Time of the goal, 10:01. We've got ourselves a good finish coming up. 12 seconds between the Dukes tying goal and the go-ahead off the stick of Mazurov. So this is going to come right down to the wire. This is Bowering escaping with it. Blais has him pushed wide and tied up tight. Arsenault to scoop it in now. Just missing in front. There's a return shot from the point of Henry. Moncton chasing down McCormick. O'Connor able to get that, and they'll chip it high off the glass. Not enough for icing, I don't think. Some dispute whether or not that was the full force effort by the Duke's defenseman to retrieve that puck before it crossed the goal line for icing. However, that will go back to the right of Gallant in the Thunderbirds goal. 8-6 in favor of the Dukes are the shots. In this period alone, that one's passed, Henry, and Matthews with some speed. Back comes Henry. He's got some speed himself through center. Henry with a shot away. It didn't get through. Blocked by Blais. Now Hartman along the side. He's got help from English. Near side boards kept in by Henry. Good job there. He'll go right on the stick. Gallant pushes it high into the net and over the boards. Puck drop between English and Fortin. McLennan with a long reach, trying to swing it around. Hartman headed off his stick. Hartman's had chances, unable to capitalize. You never know, his time may still be coming, but we have 8 minutes left. I said Henry earlier, of course I meant Kipton Aylward on that rush. Sometimes I confuse those twin towers. Aylward now from the line, going to shoot that wide. A lot on it, just missed. McLennan takes it back the other way. Now the Thunderbirds escape. Here's the speedy 410 again. English trying to find McDonald. McDonald has Langell trailing. McDonald pushed wide by Steves. That was attempting the centering pass. Fisher, nice job to keep it in. Here's Fisher. Gonna get the shot away off the stick of Steves. Langell, it will be a call now. A slash. And I think that's gonna go against the Dukes. Catch Fisher. So not what the Dukes needed at this time when they're down the goal. Important face-off win now. We'll come back to the Thunderbirds point where 410 contains it. They go across to Terrio. They've been the big guns for Moncton today. Mazurel with a shot in. Saved by McCausland. Pushes it wide into the corner. Thunderbirds with a good rush there by Martin Carroll to regain possession. Now the Dukes able to, off the stick of McLennan, send that deep. Godkin will give chase. Behind the goal, Gallant has it. He'll get it up to Terrio. Leaves it to an empty space, however, 410 with lots of time. Dukes are strictly playing defense here right now. Godkin, the first forechecker in. He allows 410 to be free. He'll circle before he hits the top of the circle. And the Dukes clean that up. Godkin's going to put some pressure on here now. Gallant is out. Gallant had it off his stick. Net is empty. So that slipped off the goaltender's stick. He was able to retrieve it. And we've got less than a minute to go in the penalty. And less than 6 minutes to go in the period. 4-3 Moncton. That was dangerous to hit off the stick of McCausland and then bounce quickly off the boards. Now Arsenault has got some room. 30 seconds remaining in the penalty to Fisher. Arsenault has can he maintain possession? Trying to get it across to Henry. And that was intercepted by the Thunderbirds. Moncton allowing the clock to tick down on their power play. Perhaps content with the 1-goal lead at this point. They allowed for a change and just 9 seconds left in the penalty. 5 in the period. It's right in on McCausland. Two seconds on the power play remaining. There are more games going on in the league today. This is the last day for it. No score between the Voyageurs and the visiting Wildcats. And Cabot looking to take their lead and go a little further with it against Kings. Have opened up a 1-0 lead. Cabot Highlanders will win the regular season league. Points, that one's through Steves, now done and done. Breakout, trying to find McCormick, he's alone. McCormick with a neat move! And Gallant with a huge stop, my goodness! I don't know how he did that. McCormick had time and space to look at it. It was a lovely setup, and Gallant said, not today, or at least not right now. That was awesome. Here comes Dunn again. Dukes would love to push this to overtime. A shot by Campbell, Dunn. And that one was high, chipped, I believe. While we have a moment, I certainly want to express my own gratitude to High Button for having myself involved this year during the regular season for the Dukes, and in fact on the girls' side, the Stars. It's been a real pleasure to be part of the group, top-notch group. Gallant with another quick save there. And we look forward to calling some playoff games moving forward. Dunn's got Fagan tied up. Duke's pressing for the equalizer. 4 minutes on the clock. There's a shot. It's empty net and it's in. Gallant had the first save. The rebound was there and Sam Dunn ties it at 4. What a finish we'll have. And the right spot at the right time was Sam Dunn. Sam Dunn's 18th on the season. Duke's goal, his 18th of the season, scored by number 10, Sam Dunn. Assist to number 6, Colin McCormick. That's done from McCormick. Time of the goal is 16:03. Yes, what a finish we'll have. 3 minutes, 30 seconds to go. Will we have some free hockey? Will we extend the regular season? Why not? It's 3 minutes and a half, and both teams would like to have something to say about that. Grant got a lot of that shot, but Dunn was there to clean up the rebound. Now every face-off is key, especially those in the offensive zone. Arsenault can't clear it. Steve's there for the Thunderbirds. Arsenault and Steve's mixed up again at the red line, and Lance comes back. Can he get a shot away? He a quick release, and that didn't miss by much. I'll tell you, the kids these days, they can fire it. Goaltenders have to be ready for anything and everything at all times. Lance and Arsenault, they're going to say Arsenault a little too aggressive with the stick. And this will be an advantage for the Thunderbirds. Penalty kill is going to be huge here for Coach Bill Proud's Dukes. Dukes penalty to number 12, Connor Arsenault. 2 minutes for hooking. That's Arsenault for hooking. Time of the penalty, 16:56. Away comes Henry, back the other way. 4:10 is back. Henry's got Godkin as well. Shot the rebound. Nice save, Gallant. And it comes all the way back to Bowering. He'll loft that high. It will make it down to the Moncton zone where Ontario takes over. That's up to 4:10. Slides across ice. Ontario's in. He's got a shot and he scores! Wow! What a game. That is the third for Ontario today. I don't know if any of those country-themed cowboy hats will fit the ice. He is a goal scorer. So now it's 5-4. And we may see an empty net. Thunderbirds goal scored by number 7, Kovai Ontario. Assist to number 9, Alexandre Mazarol. Time of the goal is 17:41. Duke's pressing now for the equalizer that they have multiple times through this game. I missed an assist on that call. Learmouth, the second assist. Minute and a half to go. Keep an eye on Mason McCausland's. This may be icing. And that may be enough to do it. We get the face-off down in the other zone. Will McCausland leave the net at this point? Perhaps deciding, yes, he will. I think the Dukes will call their 30-second timeout, I believe. The Eastern Dukes will call their 30-second timeout. So the Moncton and St. John series, I'm told, will start next Saturday. And a week after that will be the Rebels and Dukes. And I can't speak for the Nova Scotia series. A tournament, really, and then after that, but those involved, I'm sure, know what's going on. A minute 23 is what we have left in this. 5-4 Thunderbirds, who are looking to come into Montague on the last game of the season and spoil the fun for the Dukes. And thus far, they have answered the bell every single time. McCausland's on the bench. Dukes with 6 skaters. And the high-powered Dukes offense find one more to send it back to overtime. McCormick a shot, the rebound was there. Nice save. Last minute of play in the third period. Dunn finds Arsenal, and he hit the streaking English. Maybe look for a rebound. Gallant with the first save. English around the goal. It's the 20th shot for the Dukes. Excuse me, 15th this period. Scores! Imagine that! Wow! What a game! Colin McCormick finds the net over Gallant. Holy cow! Helpers from Dunn. And Arsenal, McCausland will go right back into the net. Duke's goal, his 26th of the season, scored by number 6, Colin McCormick. Assist to number 14, Campbell Dunn. And in number 8, Mason English. That's McCormick from Dunn and English. Time of the goal, 19:14. Just 15 seconds left. Can Moncton do, I'll tell you, I can't promise you anything the rest of the way here. Can Moncton finish it up? That's going to be Murnahan lofting it high to Steves. And it looks like we're going to go to extra time. And why shouldn't we? What a game this has been. My goodness. Penalty shot, goal after goal, back and forth leads. Blasting through the PA speakers here is the sound of the Antigonish bass. Trues not ready to go, and we are not ready to go. We're going to put 5 minutes on the clock in period number 4. What will overtime do? The way these two teams have battled, if the Stars have any alignment to them at all, I'd say we should call it a draw. That's from a neutral perspective, of course. Both sides want this win badly. We're off to overtime, 3-on-3. And what a fitting way to finish this game. It's been very, very entertaining. Shots on goal in the third period for Moncton, 9. And for Eastern 16. Well, okay. If the dog is clamoring to go for a walk, tell the dog he's going to have to wait. We got some free time coming up for you. Hold on to your cowboy hats on Country Day. Here we go. First draw, almost like first possession is so huge in 3-on-3, and it goes to the Dukes. Murnahan trying to break through. That's Terrio, who's been all over the place today for Moncton. Between he and Gallant, trying to get it through the tip. McCormick was there, and Gallant will see that off into the netting behind the goal. Murnahan had McCormick in front of the net looking for the game winner. Face off again now. This will be to Gallant's right. He's played a whale of a game. McCormick and Mazerow, the win again. Goes to Campbell Dunn now. Near board, trying to fit across Murnahan. A bouncing puck slipped across his stick. Murnahan now trying to go high. Oh, that had a bit of a corner to look at. Gallant with a nice save. First two looks have gone to the Dukes. Now Campbell Dunn, it's behind. Now it's going to be a battle. 3-on-3 is exciting. Dunn trying to force Terrio, and he did so within the regulation. What a battle there between Campbell Dunn and Kovai Terrio. Now the puck will be dropped to the right of McCausland. Dunn did just enough, and not enough to cause the hooking call. Woo! 42 seconds gone, comes back to Steves. He gets it to a poke check off the stick of Lance. And now here's Dunn. Can Sam Dunn make a break? Dunn's in alone. He's got Steves in the rear view mirror, and he took the puck off of him. Nice battle back from the Moncton defenseman. 1 minute gone. Lance. He's got an open look. Take it away, and now Dunn on Steves. Those two will go at it again. Now the Dukes have some numbers. Arsenault onside. Dangerously onside. Quinn McDonald gets it into the breadbasket of Gallant for the save. 3 shots to none. Thus far in favor of the Dukes in the extra frame. I dare say my Sunday night pickup action tonight will not look anything like this excitement. Now turnover, McCormick with a shot. Oh, a blocker save from Gallant. He does it again. Been strong on that blocker side. Now it's going to be a battle. The puck drop comes out to center right off the drop. And guess who? That's Terrio. Turned over now to Quinn McDonald. He'll send it off to an empty wing. Lands on the stick of Mazerow. McCormick just enough. Goes to Fortin. Mazerow and Fortin and Terrio along with McDonald, McCormick, and Campbell Dunn. Fortin with some pressure by McDonald. Turned over onto the stick of McCormick. One-on-one, Dunn trying to catch up. Terrio trying to catch him. McCormick with a shot just went wide to go all the way back. Kipton Elward there for the Dukes. He's pressured by Fortin. Teams have to make changes when they can. That's always the tricky part of overtime, 3-on-3. Here's Elward. Does he have the winner on his stick? Scores! He does indeed. Kipton Elward will finish the regular season in dramatic fashion. What a game from both teams. No one has anything to be ashamed of. I know the Thunderbirds will be upset about this. But wow, what a game to finish the regular season. Tough for Moncton to watch that. in their own zone. And Kipton Aylward will send the Dukes fans home happy, and both teams wishing them good luck into the playoffs. Moncton, all the best against St. John, and the Dukes against the Western Rebels. What a finish to the regular season. Shots in overtime, 5-0 for the Dukes, and Kipton Aylward is the hero today for the Dukes. Again, it's been a pleasure to call these games for you on High Button Sports. My name is Mark Rooney for Sean McCormick on camera. We will see you in playoff season. Have a great Sunday afternoon.